Hey, what's up, everybody? Hopefully, everybody is doing all right. Everybody's had a good weekend. Um, Welcome to the podcast, and I'm just gonna kind of give it a second, make sure that the audio and everything is running smooth. So, let me know in chat if everything sounds good. It looks like it's good on my end, so see a lot of people in chat. That's awesome. Thank you all for coming by a little bit early. All right, sounds good. Well, let's get things rolling. All right, so most of you that are here are familiar with the podcast and the format that we use. And for the topics on today's podcast, we are going to be going over Update 5.5, the Halloween event, and if those of you remember from last weekend's test server, the proposed rebalance that Pixonic is looking at doing. So that is primarily what I want to focus on. But, I mean, this podcast is for all of you. So if there is something that you guys, have an opinion on or thoughts or concerns or whatever, just, let me know in chat and I will do my best to cover everything. So I see a lot of the normal players in the chat already. At Tankerman, Tejas, Ryan, Kieran, Lone. Thanks for moderating today. Looks like Ernie is here and Dominic and Heydu. So, can I do a hanger review? I don't know. I did get read that question from you before. I mean, that's something that maybe I could think about doing, but I think that that could kind of get a little bit little tough to accomplish. And so anyway, back onto the topic at hand here. I already told you what the topics are that I wanted to concentrate on this podcast, and hopefully you guys are ready to share your thoughts on all of those things also. And yes, I do have Islander here with me, and I'll bring him into the podcast in just a moment so we can get this discussion underway. Hey, what's up, Islander?
What's going on, partner? How the hell are you?
I'm doing all right.
Good.
Looks like we've got a pretty full house over there in chat, just waiting to talk about these things. So let's, I guess, get rolling, man.
Let's do that. Chad, how the hell are you guys? Hope everybody's had a good weekend.
And fortunately, missed last week's podcast, but we are back on track and ready to talk about all of the crazy crap that's going on in War Robots. And the first thing first was update 5.5, which brought us the Halloween event, as well as a couple of other things. But I think we can go ahead and start off maybe with the Halloween event and go from there.
Sounds good.
So, the rollout for the Halloween event, man, I wish Pixonic would really get their act together for rolling out updates. I'm not sure why. They're the only app company that operates on multiple platforms that cannot seem to get an update released at the same time for the various platforms. But iOS did start a couple of days after Android, and it was actually a full day after the Halloween event itself kicked off. But we do have it on both of the main platforms. I don't know if it is on the like Steam or Game Room.
Well, on the developer stream, they said it had kicked off on all platforms. So I'm not sure how accurate that is. Sometimes they say things in the developer stream when they don't have the proper info yet, and they say something and then it turns out that's not accurate. But when they did have the dev stream, they did say that it was in full force on all platforms.
Right. And hopefully that is the case. But there's not really a lot of I don't know. For some reason, there's just not a lot of activity with the Steam and Game Room players here on YouTube. There's a few every now and then, but it's just, I don't know. Maybe that's just because there's so many fewer players on those platforms. But
Right.
anyway, like I said, though, it did kick off. And it looks like an exact copy of the last 4 or 5 events, which in my opinion, I think that's a good thing. I like the format of these special events. It gives everybody an opportunity to at least get one roll a day, and what more can you ask for, than to have a certain number of tries at getting free stuff. Now the only concern that I have, and this is something that's been voiced to Pixonic, is they don't make adjustments on the requirements for those tasks to earn the coins for lower league players. So somebody like me in Champion League, I can finish all 3 of the daily tasks for the event in 5,
In a few
maybe
games.
6 games.
Right.
But for somebody in Gold League, and I do have a free to play Gold League account, and like I was playing it earlier today, and I was only able to get 2 tasks done after like 40 minutes of solid grinding, and I was finishing first in every match, so it's not like I was just I sucked. But it's really, really hard to just get the required amount of honor, because you get so much less at those lower leagues. So that's the main pushback that I would give to Pixonic. I mean, I don't know, what do you think?
I would completely agree. If the players are in lower leagues and attempting to finish their tasks, like you said, I can finish my task in 3 to 4 games, and my tasks are done because we require so many honor points up in champion. And for the guys that are down in expert and gold league, that really got to struggle to get those honor points. It's not an even trade. You're we're operating on 2 different tiers. And nothing to be said bad about being in a lower tier. I mean, it's just some people are just down there because they're new to the game and they're moving up slowly. But I think that they would need to adjust it somewhat or tweak it to where it can be obtainable within, like I said, 3 to 5. I mean, not 3, but okay, well, let's say 4 to 5 games. You should be able to acquire your honor points. So yeah, I would agree.
All right. And the the prizes this go around, I don't know. I was a little bit confused, and when I first made a video for the update, it was before it dropped on iOS. And one of the things that I mentioned, first I'll kind of go over real quick just to remind everybody what the prizes are for the event. You've got the brand new weapons, the cryo weapons, which we'll talk more about those in a few minutes. But you've got a full leech, a full phantom, and a full behemoth, and then you have components, like a bunch of components for leech and phantom. Thankfully they did not put behemoth components in there. I would have been pretty pissed off if I would have been stacking up a bunch of freaking behemoth comps during the event. And then the normal gold and was it gold and power cells, which are always welcome. But this time there were 3 paint jobs, and on my video when I first put it out, I told people it looked like they were not going to be legendary paint jobs. But and that was, I based on the videos that Pixonic had released on their official channel, and during the dev stream when they first showed them. The build that they showed on the dev stream, they were not legendary paint jobs. They were blue in color. There was no gold. There was no bonus to them. They were just absolutely not legendary. And then looking at the initial release, when I was looking on the other YouTubers, that were showing it, or no, sorry, before that, when they showed their release video and scrolled through the real quickly through the prize list, they were blue. Usually legendary paint jobs are gold, right? I mean,
right.
But for some reason they changed the color on them, so that threw me off. But I do apologize, because I did say in that video that it looked like they weren't going to be legendary, but thankfully they are legendary. So we did get those 3 legendary paint jobs also. I'm not sure how they're picking these robots for these paint jobs, because I don't know. I mean, we have a legendary paint job with this new operation right now for like the Mercury, and there's another one for the Mercury in this event. So I don't know. But I just wanted to apologize to people for putting out some bad information earlier. But overall, I think the prizes this go around, I mean, even though there are some full robots in there, and the leech pilot, can't forget about the leech pilot.
Right, yeah.
It there's really nothing personally driving me to want to grind for this event. Maybe it's just me though. I don't know.
Yeah, I can say that I'm very happy about the prizes they selected for the particular thing. I'm glad that they did not put the behemoth in there. I'm glad we're not seeing Ares and Fenrirs in there. They kind of left it at the 2 main bots that everybody is trying to acquire. As far as the cryo weapons we're still testing. As far as they haven't even released the original pack, and we're already getting the the Sinister pack. So the way they have it set up, I'll give it a thumbs up. I like what they got. They brought in the new weapons. They brought in the leech pilot, Thomas Mind Read, and so it's good because it gives everybody a chance to get towards that particular meta bot that everybody's targeting right now. Now, the fact that you're going to be getting probably a lot more power cells than you will bots, it's just a high probability, because the power cells are in there as well, and we've seen the ratios on landing on those. But I can tell you right now that I already have 2 subscribers that picked up the leech on their free spin, okay? And I have another subscriber who spent $200 trying to get the Thomas Mind Read, and he couldn't get it. And I have another guy who got it with a free spin. So it's really crazy how the dynamics of it really work. But I like what they've done with it so far.
All right. And just real quick, Just CK, I appreciate that very much. And just want to go through chat here. Those of you that are watching, definitely, when we're talking about something, let us know what you think about, what we're talking about. I mean, are you guys happy with the rewards? I mean, I think the biggest thing for me, and I do agree that it was nice of them to throw the special edition cryo pack in there before they even released the regular models. But there was some controversy there with those already. For those lucky enough to win them in the first couple of days of the event, they got super lucky because they were super cheap to upgrade.
Cheap to upgrade.
They were
very.
it was like the
Old
old
economy.
economy stuff. It was back, and I was thinking to myself, okay, well that's a good move. Maybe they're doing that on purpose. I think that I thought it was a good move by them, but then come to find out it was a bug, and they quickly fixed it, and now they're
Oh,
crazy
you know,
expensive.
it's amazing how quick Pixonic is to fix a bug like that has it down, but they still can't find it within their mechanics to increase the final payout of silver. That we're still dragging that out, and I don't want to go jump back into the economy talk, but how quickly they changed it. It taking away something that was really neat. As far as the players were concerned, and saying, no, I'm sorry, you can't have that for 13 million. It's going to cost you 55 million. But the low silver payout is still there. So just funny how quickly they can operate when something is of a concern to them.
Right. And it really gives a bad impression to the community,
Bad
main
impression. How about I just call it cheap? It sucked. It sucked bad. That was a shitty move. It is what it is. That was
right.
a crappy ass move. Sorry.
All right. Just real quick, what's up, AD? I see you're over there in the chat. Always welcome
Hey,
to
D, how you doing, brother?
join us on the stream if you want. But yeah, so like I said, that was kind of controversial, and the main reason for, I mean, and that's controversy that's going to last a little while, because a lot of people were posting, hey, look, I got this new weapon and it's super cheap to upgrade. I've already got it at MK2 and it only costs like 32 million silver. And then you've got more people that were probably likely spending real life money to try and win those weapons because they heard they were cheap,
To
and
upgrade.
now they're expensive as shit, and they're stuck with these weapons that in my opinion are crap weapons. My opinion on the weapons themselves, they're crap. But yeah, I mean, it was just absolute shit, because those guys that were lucky enough to win them early and get them upgraded, they're sitting pretty with these nice high level new weapons that hardly anybody has, and those people that do get them now are going to have to pay 10 times as much just to upgrade them. So, and in my opinion, the weapons themselves, like I said, my opinion, I think they're crap. And I'll explain to you why in a second, but I wouldn't upgrade them. If I happen to win some, I'm not going to upgrade them on my personal account. And the reason I am not going to upgrade them is simply because everybody remembers how crappy, or everybody knows how crappy the Pinata, the Orkans, and the Exodus are right now. And the reason why they're so crappy isn't because they don't do much damage, because they do. They do a decent amount of damage. The problem is they are a burst weapon. That's how they're designed. They're a rocket, and the reload mechanic on them is totally crap. So basically, yeah, you can continuously fire, but once you dump your burst of damage out there, then you're just sitting there with one shot every second or so, and you're not really doing any damage. There's no sustained damage whatsoever on them. And with so many people rolling with Last Stand, which is what I attribute to really killing the Orkan even before all of the nerfs to the Orkan. I really attribute Last Stand as being the Orkan killer. And then now Phase Shift. So you've got these are basically the same exact weapons. You've got the Cryo is an Orkan, the Glacier is an Exodus, and the Rhyme is a Pinata. They do excuse me, they do a little more damage, but that's mainly because of the effect. They have that built-in death mark, right? Which
Yeah,
is
you have a
which
built-in death mark with them.
it sounds great and it sounds OP. And and then it has the slow whatever, the freeze effect on it, which slows people down. But when it all comes down to it, it doesn't matter if you've got these things at MK2. If you blow your load on, you know, on some bot that's got a maxed out last stand, you're gonna die. Plain and simple, you're gonna die. So that's why I am not going to upgrade them myself.
If you're going to be using these real weapons, guys, if you got them and you're going to use them, I mean, no problem. I mean, they do give out good damage, or they do deal good damage. They do have the additional 40%. Is it 40%, Chief?
I think it's 20, actually. I think it's 20% more damage,
okay.
But hell, I don't remember.
Whatever the additional damage is, so it's going to throw a ton of damage out. You better have the discipline to stop firing when that bot you're going against gets to the last stand. If you're going to sit there and try to continue to fire while they're in last stand, you know, it doesn't have the quicker reload times as a shotgun style weapon that deals that type of damage. You're going to find yourself at a disadvantage very quickly. So you're going to go from predator to prey in a heartbeat if you don't have the discipline to get your finger off that trigger, you know, and try to wait out that last stand. So
right.
That would be my 2 cents on it. You know, I think they're good weapons. I don't think we needed cryo weapons. I don't like the whole freeze effect. We already have a lockdown weapon in the game. We have a lockdown module. And, you know, as I told you earlier, if you could freeze something right in its tracks and stop it from moving, why the hell do you want to slow it down for? What's the nostalgia in that? You know, you can lock them down. You don't need to slow them down. I mean, it's just something else that they come up with. I don't know what development team is thinking over there, but they brought it out. It's here, and we got it, so we're gonna have to deal with it.
Right. I mean, and don't get me wrong. I mean, at lower levels, I'm sure these weapons will be great. Just like the Orkin still is a really strong weapon in the lower leagues. It really is. But I mean, if people are thinking just because it's new, it's gonna come in and it's gonna be a superstar weapon, I don't think that's going to be the case. I mean, right now, both effects that weapon has, that those weapons have, are already available in the game, but better. So, I mean, you have lockdown weapons or lockdown ammo, which, like Islander said, freezes them, stops them in their tracks. So it's better than slowing them down. And then you have Death Mark, which is already in the game, which is like 40%, right? 40% additional damage. So,
I believe yes.
You know, I don't know. The reason, and I think the reason why, like, my initial feedback to them on these weapons specifically, when they were on the test server, I told them not to bring them to the game. We didn't need them, is because this is going to start a trend. Okay, future weapons are going to have multiple effects on them, and this game is already getting far too complex. You know, it's only going to get worse, I think. You know, when they're, I mean, if these turn into at least, you know, a popular weapon, even if they're not effective, I think we're going to see more weapons like this with multiple effects, and I don't think that's good for the game.
No, I agree with you 100%. I mean, we got weapons that are coming out that have the you know, built-in modules, I guess you could say, you know, and yeah, you're right. It has gotten a lot more complex than it was before. It was so simple in the early days. Hey, you have rockets, you have guns, you have energy weapons, and this is the type of damage they can do. Now go have at it, you know. With all the stuff that they're twisting, I mean, they're really turning it into some type of futuristic game of weapons that don't exist. You know, it's really, if you're new and you're starting this game, it can become very confusing very fast.
Right. And, you know, let's, you know, I think what this is kind of a dawn of a new age. You know, these are the first set of weapons that have multiple effects. We've got Titans coming into the game that have multiple abilities.
Talking about the dawn of a new age, Titans, bud.
Yeah. And then, you know, next up is going to be modules. You're going to start seeing modules with multiple effects or abilities. And, you know, I don't know. Oof, it's just a bit much. Just real quick, Ernie Jr., thanks for the donation. And Ernie says that he doesn't believe this event is as generous as previous events, seeing power cells more than weapons and bots. What do we think?
Ernie, I would agree with you on one thing that I would love to have seen in these events that we've seen in the past that didn't come back, and that would be the passive modules. The passive modules over there, the last stands, you know, the armor, whatever it was that we had at that one event where we had, you know, anti-control stuff like that. People were trying to win. I would love to see a few more modules in these chests. So on that part, I would agree with you that I don't think it's as good. But on the same token, we don't have junk bots and we don't have junk weapons in these chests. Okay, so they haven't really spiraled off from what they're doing. Once we started this type of event opening or events, as far as the chest concerned, since the Chinese New Year of last year. Okay, because this time last year we were all complaining about Halloween, and we were complaining about Christmas, but it's changed in the Lunar New Year. So it's gotten better. Okay, and I would just like to see a few more modules, I guess, is what I would throw in there.
And, you know, I would echo that because I know personally and from talking to several of my clanmates during that event that they did have the, I believe it was the anti-control module and last stand that were in the event. Yeah. People were targeting those. I think people were more willing to spend money to buy these coins, hoping to get those modules. And I wish they would do that. But then again, I also wish they would just stick the damn modules in the gold chest, because they belong in the gold chest. There's items in the gold chest that cost more gold than the modules do. So right. Why are the modules not in there? It doesn't make any sense to me. I think Pixonic is definitely missing the boat on these modules. They really could take advantage by bringing them into the events again, putting them in the gold chest where I really, really believe that they belong, because everybody could use these modules. Every robot, with the exception of all the ones that Pixonic wants us to forget about, you know, every robot basically could use these modules. So why the hell aren't they in there? I don't know.
You know, I would totally agree.
But as far as you know, I normally at this point I would have dropped some money and bought some coin packs to do an opening video. At this point I haven't been feeling well, so I haven't really been able to do that, but I'm also not motivated to do it. So Ernie, on that side, I think kind of going back to what I mentioned a few minutes ago, that I'm just not motivated for the prizes that are specifically in this event. I mean, other than paint jobs for my collection only. I
Jeez,
really
did I lose you there?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
But yeah, other than the paint jobs just to have for my collection, I have no desire for most of these prizes. So and but as far as people getting more power cells than weapons and robots, it's always been that way. Though I do believe that, I mean, the chance of getting the better prizes is definitely higher at the like the very first day of an event, because they want to flood several of these big prizes out there right away, and then I'm almost certain that they then lower the percentage or the chance of winning those prizes throughout the rest of the event.
Were you able to hear what I said about the anti-control and the super chest and the gold chest? Yeah, I know I got disconnected from Discord. I had to reconnect.
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, I got disconnected. And I was kind of agreeing with you on what you had said about having them in the gold chest, and I would like to see them in the gold chest as well, Chief. I think that's a really good idea. I would like to see them in the super chest just as much as I would like to see him to go chest. I mean, have that second chance to get one. I mean, if you're gonna have the opportunity to win, maybe another Ares or a Last Stand, what would you choose? You know, a Nemesis or an Anti-Control? What would you pick? I know what I would pick, without a question. So I would like to see a few more modules out there, the more meta ones that are people that are chasing, because as you know as well as I do, there's a lot of people in champion that still don't have these particular modules that, you know, by now I think most champions should have.
Right. And unfortunately, though, I mean, all we can do is keep trying to give feedback to Pixonic. I will give them that feedback once again, and I implore everybody in the chat here, you know, if you know something like this, you know, getting these modules into the gold chest or whatever, you know, if it's something that you would like to see happen, use that in-game feedback. I mean, everybody here has pretty much just as much pull as Islander and myself, you know, when it comes to Pixonic and making recommendations. You got to use that feedback.
They go by the numbers. They do go by the numbers, guys.
So, you know, just and it's real easy to give the feedback. You know, there are some people that think it's bots that read the feedback, but I know they have a whole team of living people that read all this feedback and reply to it. You know, whether or not they give you the reply you're looking for, I don't know. But if you're given something like, you know, just feedback on something you would like to see happen with the game, they usually seem fairly open to at least receiving it. Where it goes from there, I have no idea. But, you know, definitely give that feedback to them. Let me go through here real quick on the chat. Yeah, people saying rockets are crap. Yeah, rockets are crap. Everybody knows rockets are crap.
Well, if you go up against somebody who does not have a Last Stand, you're going to do very well with them. All right? But if you see somebody with a Last Stand, you might want to single out a different target.
Yeah, well, at least now, thanks to Manny, everybody can see Last Stand. But, yeah. But you can't see phase shift, so you still got to be careful. And Bud Light was saying that he got the new weapons early and upgraded them, and he said that they're total garbage and leave them hanging when they're reloading. So yeah, that's. I
figured that.
Yeah, I mean, I did notice, you know, because I did get some on my BR account, and I mean, I didn't play a game with them yet, but I did go into a custom match and just kind of shoot them and stuff, and. I mean, they do fire more rockets faster than, you know, like the Orkin and Exodus, but you're still going to be in the same position because, you know, once you've expended the weapons, you're still going to be sitting there just, you know, hoping to reload.
You gotta have a way to get out. You gotta have a way. I could probably see these things operating on speed bots, maybe in June, where you can get in, drop your payload, and get the hell out pretty quick. Versus trying to do it in a brawly style fashion, I think you're gonna run into a lot of problems. But if you have a faster bot, hey, it's possible. I mean, you might be able to get in and out of engagements, and wait to get a reload before you go in for that second engagement. That might be a scenario to test out.
Kieran is asking about what about healing weapons. All I can say is, if you wait long enough, I'm sure they'll make an appearance.
Yeah, I think I've talked about that in one of my videos where it would be nice to have a healing weapon where I could shoot you, you know, 400 meters away and throw you a little band-aid across the field versus having you to be in my bubble or having a healer try to follow you around or a tier trying to follow you around. I thought that was a pretty cool idea. Actually, it wasn't my idea. That came from another subscriber, but that's a pretty neat idea.
You know, I think what we'll see before we see full-on healing weapons is going to be if you think of a robot like the Raker, right? It shoots
right.
It shoots, you know, like 600 meter you know, suppression, you know, shot. I see a robot coming into the game that is a
That's
healer,
what I
but
was
a
referring to.
long distance healer.
An eternal fire, type fire.
Yeah. And it has an ability that it can just, shoot, 1100 meters, so basically anywhere on the map, and, heal an ally from across the map. Because right now we are limited with all the healing robots to a very small or relatively small area, of healing. Let's see, Justy K says that 100 tokens he got today, he won a glacier, but he hasn't leveled it yet. Well, I hope you got some silver, man. But congratulations
Yeah,
on
it would have been nice if
on
you would
winning
have got
it.
that early on. You'd already have it maxed out.
Yeah. Now, with the glacier, kind of like what Islander was suggesting, putting it on a fast spot, something that can get in and out. I could see the glacier being very effective on an Ao June. I don't know if I mean, I could see some funky combinations that would probably be fairly effective, but something that you could just speed in there, dump a huge salvo, and then come back because an Ao June. Sure, you would like to be able to get in and make a kill every time you take flight, but let's face it, that isn't how the robot works. Most of the time, you take flight, you find an enemy, and you go in, you take probably half or more of their health, and you need a second pass in order to finish them off. So, on something like an Ao June, I think that maybe they'll actually do pretty well. But personally, I'm not going to be investing the silver to find out. So, but I'll let you guys know from my BR account.
There you go.
And American Monster is asking about the new currency platinum.
Monster.
Yeah, I learned and I.
Hey, you know what? Since he's asking, let's go ahead, I guess, and move on over to the Titans a little bit. If we can talk about them, we have the Outlaw, we have the Author, and we have the Ao Ming. What do you think about that new economy? I think we have enough currencies in the game, Chief.
Absolutely. We have too many currencies in the game, and I don't think that a lot of players actually recognize some of them as currencies. They think that we have silver and we have gold. No, we have much more than silver and gold. Those are just the two main currencies. Power cells are a currency. Keys are a currency, and that's plenty. We don't need another currency. And with the platinum, it's it's going to be how you purchase and upgrade weapons and weapons for the Titans and the Titans themselves. Bad move, very, very, very bad move. Now, granted, they do need to come up with something that I don't have an easy answer, but I think they do need to come up with some kind of a solution, because let's face it, there are some people in the game right now that have 100,000 or more gold, literally a ton of gold just sitting there. There's people with billions of silver. So, when they introduce these Titans, they're going to get them and insta upgrade them and max them out, because they have so much of these resources built up. So I can see why they would think about introducing a new currency just to prevent that from happening, but I don't think for the average player we need it.
Well, the players that have their gold stashed away and their silver stashed away, I can understand where they're coming from. They are pre-preparing for what's coming up down the pipe. All right, they're putting their storage away, getting ready for it. And to put in all that work and think you're going to be able to get something and get it upgraded, to find out you're going to have to start from scratch somewhere else. It's kind of a letdown. It really is.
I mean, come on though. Let's face it. I mean, somebody that has 100,000 gold, it's not going to hurt them to start from scratch, because Pixonic is going to sell platinum, and that's how they got their gold. They didn't farm their gold; they bought their gold. And
I'm referring more to the silver.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, some people, man, you'd be surprised how many people actually buy silver.
I don't know a single soul chief did buy
Really?
silver.
Oh
No,
man,
buddy.
I know there's quite a few top players, especially those ones that insta max, day one, robots. A lot. I mean, and somebody that's got an income of $100,000 a month or whatever, something crazy, it doesn't bother them to drop
Yeah.
$300, on gold to convert it to silver to instantly max something out. Um, but
But that's a rare case.
but it happens. I guess maybe I used the wrong words by saying there's a lot, but I know for damn sure that it happens.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll happen somewhere. I just don't know. I haven't heard of very many not that I speak to. I mean, yeah, the gold deals, yeah, but to go buy silver, I don't know. All right, let's jump back over to the Titans and this currency. I don't like it, but they are going to do what they're going to do. They're going to introduce it the way they want to. Those who want it or need it maxed out immediately will get it, and the rest of us will be stuck nickel and diming our way up or just flat out grinding our way up.
Say that again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said, when they do release them, and they are going to release this new currency, those that want them maxed right away are going to get them.
Right.
Some of us will nickel and dime our way up, and the rest of us are just going to grind our way up, and that's just been the pattern for the game as far back as I can remember. So I don't see much changing as far as who's going to have it first, but it's just I'm really hoping that they allow us to upgrade this bot or these weapons aside from what we already have going on the game. I mean, I would hate to still be on the one item at a time upgrade.
Right. I don't know. I'm gonna nickel and dime it because I'm gonna take my free Titan and I'm gonna work with it, and hopefully it's not a total crap one, and I'm gonna level it like I level everything else. But then again, I'm rocking MK1 shit. I don't have everything maxed out. So but
Right.
I'll
be there with you. I'll be in the pocket change though.
I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be probably going that route, especially if they do introduce this new currency, because along with the new currency, they're also going to have to come up with some way to give it to free players. Is it
Right.
is it going to be a new task? Is a daily task are they going to take away one of the gold daily tasks and put platinum in its place? I hope they don't, because gold is still hard to come by. But I don't know. I'm glad to see. On one hand, I'm glad to see Titans come to the game because I think overall they're going to be good, and they are going to help the economy because they're going to be bringing a ton of health into
Big
the
bags of
matches.
silver. Big bags of silver.
So with that respect, I'm glad that they're coming. I don't necessarily agree with everything that they're probably going to do to release them, but I don't know.
I wonder if we're all going to get the same exact one to start, or is it going to be a random draw?
They said in the dev stream that everybody will get the same Titan, and it will not be Arthur. That's all we know.
Okay. All right.
So I hope everybody likes Kid.
Because ain't nobody gonna get the Ming.
Yeah. Let's see. Perry was saying that he's having a lot of trouble with lag. Anybody else having issues? I don't know. I haven't. But I mean, no more than the normal.
I've been having a ridiculous amount of lag lately. It's been crazy for me and my clan when we have a squad together. The amount of lag we've been getting, actually, it kind of got rough since 5.3, and it just really hasn't gotten any better. It's just, it is what it is. So I'm not sure quite what it is going on, and I'm not going to say that it's all on Pixotic side. It could very well be my device having a hard time with RAM as well. So it's hard to say. I mean, it may just be a combination of both things. But I use the same device, you know, when I do play COD, and I don't have very much lag with it. So kind of just throws the question up there.
Right. Let's see. The Wild Animal, thank you very much for the donation. And he says that, looks like he says he thinks the upgrade cost wasn't a bag. Trying to read this. The ghosts that were presented in the movie represent the bag. Check the cost upgrade for the cryo weapons throughout the event. You think that it'll appear again? I think what he's saying is that he thinks that it wasn't a bug for the upgrade cost on the cryo weapons. He thinks that is actually part of the event, possibly because of the ghosts in the video from the official channel, and
Right.
he thinks that it's possible that those prices might appear again at some point in the event. It would be something totally new, you know, if they did that. I don't think they've ever done that.
That would actually be better than the 25% discount. You know, that would. I mean, can you imagine if we would have had the 25% discount when that came out?
Yeah.
Jesus, man, you would have upgraded everything for a nickel.
Right.
Real quick, shout out to Kimmy Lee. I just saw her throw a comment out there. Haven't seen Kimmy around in a while. Just want to say hello real quick.
Yeah, she used to be on. She used to come and see all my streams, and then she disappeared.
Welcome back, Kimmy Lee.
And let's see. Sorry, I'm a little behind on the chat. I'm just trying to make sure I read everything. And Michael Thompson says he buys silver. See, there's somebody there. He buys silver.
Really, Michael?
That's what he
You
says.
buy silver, brother? Goodness gracious! There you go. You got some support on that one. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna do really good on silver once these bots come out. I am liking the fact that there is not going to be an MK2 side to the Titans. All right, that was mentioned, and hopefully they stick to it. But the amount of silver we should receive type of bonus from having these big bots out there, if you're willing to engage them, you know, should be pretty good. So they should be a little boost to the economy, I'm hoping. Now, in the last stream, I mean, not in the last stream, but the last developers video, we had two ghosts that were under the bridge. And I think you got them up here. I think I saw them flash by a little while ago. I haven't seen them appear in the game. Have you?
600 gold? Yeah, I was just reading that comment. Nope. I mean, other than on my BR account, I mean, hell, I still get the 1,000 gold offer for 99 cents. Of course, I'm not going to spend a dime on the BR account because it's not mine, but
right.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen a 600 gold 99 cent offer for a while, but that...
No. I'm sorry, Chief. Maybe I said it sounded like gold. The ghosts that are under the bridge in Castle Map, the Patton and the Stalker that are there, and I saw a little picture of a flash up on your screen. Right now.
Those. Yeah, that was from their video. No, that's. I think those are going to appear in the skirmish. At least that's what I gathered from their official video. Is they're going to be part of the skirmish. And I had somebody else asking me, it was earlier today, I believe, how come, none of the maps, there's no Halloween theme anywhere in the game. And I think it's because they're pretty much only going to do it for the skirmish. And I know on their video they showed those ghosts, those giant ghosts, and then they also had the Raker looking pumpkin head shooting beams, geckos out of its face.
Right. Changing people's paint jobs.
Right. So it's going to be the skirmish, and I know that we just had the arena And I'm not sure why they wouldn't have done that for the arena or had something special for the arena, because everybody looks forward to the arena. But talking about the arena, just real quick, I was really glad to see that they kind of pulled their heads out of their asses on the arena this time and made it to where everybody, first through third place, actually earns gold.
A profit.
And, right.
A profit.
And they brought back the power cells, which I think, is nice for at least, at least you're getting something if you aren't one of the top three.
Right.
Sorry, I was reading something totally different, talking about the 99-cent 600 gold offer. Just CK was asking him what happened to it, so that I was a little confused on that. Sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as gold offers, I haven't bought gold in quite a while, and I haven't even seen a decent offer that's been worth buying. I mean, even the $10 gold deals I used to get, every once in a while, 2600, was it 2650, 2800 gold for $10. And I haven't seen anything above 2400 in months. So
yeah, they haven't been that good. They were having that what was the 2019 or 2018 for $5. They had that a few times, and that was a good deal. But I've only seen it come out 2 or 3 times, and they never did bring them back. The 600 gold for $1, I think that was an awesome deal when they had it. Actually, at one time it was 700 gold for $1. Then they just kind of went up from there. I would like to see that daily offer come back. I think they would do a lot better trying to generate funds on microtransactions than big ticket item.
Right. I mean, things like the the VIP and the operations pass, I think those are probably steady income for Pixonic, but where they're gonna really make money is the daily deals. And I'm not saying, try and sell me another freaking Wayland for $8. I don't want a freaking Wayland for $8. You're not going to make much money off of that. You're going to get a few people that buy it, but I mean, I guarantee you that, people that rarely spend money, when they see that 600 for $1, they buy it.
Yep.
It just doesn't make any sense why they got rid of stuff like that. And it's not like it hurts them. I mean, hell, they manufacture all of this fake currency, It's
it's a virtual currency only good for this particular game. It's not like I have this virtual currency and I can use it in any game I want to. No, you can't. You are stuck with it here. So they should be selling it left and right all day long.
Sam was commenting that the game didn't need cryo weapons, and he also says that the game doesn't need Titans. I agree with the cryo weapons, though I don't agree with the Titans. I think the game can use Titans, but really only to boost the economy that they screwed up. Because farming silver is tough. So...
yeah, and that's what I was talking about earlier when they changed the price on the cryo weapons for upgrade, from where it was to an increase. They could easily do the same thing on the final payout of silver at the end of the match, because right now it is just poo. It's bad. It's a horrible payout. And if you're not running a premium and a booster, expect to get very little to nothing regarding silver.
DK was mentioning pilot upgrade costs should get nerfed. Agree, 100%. Been saying that since pilots came out. I don't see them doing it though.
Nope.
Sorry, I'm still a little behind on the chat.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up with the chat. In the meantime, let's go ahead and move on over to the potential weapon balancing.
Oh yeah, it's not on this weekend's test server, but last weekend's test server was the proposed...
the first round of rebalancing, I guess you could say.
Right.
We should have more of it coming.
We should,
and
but
we have the shock trains getting an increase. That's kind of odd, okay, as well as the dragoons, the hussar, and the Marquess. also taking a little buff, and it looks like they're promoting some mid-range play there, doesn't it?
It does. I'll go over the full list real quick.
Okay.
Fenrir, 10% Aegis regeneration speed increase. Tyr, when it goes into its support mode, it will instantly repair 20,000 durability within its range. HE, 15% energy shield durability and minus 2 seconds ability cooldown. Kumeo, plus 15% durability. Hussar, Marquis, 10% damage increase. Dragoon, 5% damage increase. Shock Train, everybody's favorite here, 10%
Uh,
damage increase and back to 5 charges. And then the Blaze, plus 5% damage increase. So that's the full list there. Yes, it does look like they are trying to promote a little bit more mid-range play. Um, I don't think it's going to matter. This is a brawling game. I mean, yeah, you can camp, and there are campers, but um, most matches are, it comes down to brawling, even on the longer maps. Uh, Look at all the recent, robots that they've brought into the game, with the exception of the behemoth. They're all brawlers.
yep.
Um,
Everything's designed around brawling. Of course, I mean it's good to have a support bot here and there if you land on maybe a canyon map or the what is that snow map? I just went blank.
the Yamato.
Yamato, okay. Yeah, it's good to have some mid-range bots, but that's pretty much other than those two and maybe Springfield. The game is going to be more built around brawling, but it's just kind of interesting that they're bringing these out. But I can only see these particular setups being good for just a few maps, okay. And we have another map coming into the game, and that is also going to be a brawling style map. These type of weapons will not help you there.
I think what would probably, if they really wanted to bring this kind of gameplay into the game a little bit more, I think the thing that would help them do that more than buffing some of these weapons would be to lower the upgrade cost of them. Dragoons are still considered a premium heavy weapon, so they have the maximum upgrade cost for all of the heavy weapons. Um, that's a lot of investment for a weapon that is only effective on a couple of maps. But if they were half of the cost to upgrade, more people might be willing to actually do that.
Right. And they are still pricey, very pricey as far as the upgrades are concerned.
Right.
Yeah, they are.
Shock trains. Um, no idea why they did this. It was, I think,
I really
I
don't know why you would try to breathe life back into these weapons, unless the only thing I can say is, I think we discussed this earlier, is nobody's using them. You don't see them on the field anymore, other than, maybe a YouTuber making a specific video for one and, doing about 5-10 recordings, so you finally get yourself a good match. I don't know why they would try to breathe life back into them. I mean, I still have mine. They've been sitting, collecting dust. I might pull them out to give them a try and see how they operate. But, every time that you're going to move weapons around, okay, you got to adjust that pilot skill for those weapons to get the maximum potential. And once again, that also costs you gold. So you got to be more, not like before where we could just swap weapons in and out and, everything was peachy keen. It's not. You got to adjust your pilot skills every time. And if you move it back to what you originally had it's going to cost you more gold just to get back. That is one thing about the pilots that I can't understand. I think once you train a pilot and he has acquired a set of skills for a bot and those style weapons, that he should obtain those skills. Even though you move a new set of weapons in, he should still have the memory bank to say, yes, I've already completed all the skills for, the shock train, but now I'm going to use Scourge. So that way you can make that particular pilot interchangeable.
right.
But just not going to work.
No, I think pilots are probably the best resource drain that they've come up with in recent times. Because even if you invest in a pilot, you get him up to say level 40, level 50. You've got a lot of gold invested into him, and then guess what? They release a legendary pilot for it, and
Right.
even though, I mean, honestly, I mean, with the exception of a couple of recent ones, and like the Adrian pilot and the Aljun pilot, most of the legendary pilots have been pretty much garbage. So
Yeah, they're crappy. They're pretty crappy. I think those two and the Phantom pilot. I think she does a pretty good little deal for that particular bot.
Phantom pilot,
all the other
now the Leech
are no good. The Leech will have a good one. The Phantom got a good one. We got the one for the Aljun, and of course the Adrian. Everything other than those four, as far as legendary, I would consider pretty much
not worth. Well,
yeah,
I did switch out my Falcon pilot for the legendary one just because he's traditionalist, and it sucks trying to sit with one glory and pound away at a robot forever. So
yeah,
it was worth that for me, but I wouldn't recommend it to everybody because it does cost a lot of gold and resources to make changes. Let me see real quick. DK, no face cam this time. No face cam this time. I was just testing out using a face cam on the last, or I did it on like a couple of videos and a couple of streams. I'm gonna stop using it until I can invest in the right gear to do it the right way, because I wasn't happy with it. So it'll probably be back at some point. Sorry, go back through here. Oh, we're still talking about the test server. So, robots. We kind of talked about some of the weapons. Shock Train, it's still not going to have a place, but some of the robots and the buffs that they chose on this, it makes me wonder if the people that are deciding these things even play the game.
right.
But buffing the Fenrir's Aegis shield regeneration speed. Okay. First off, everybody that actually plays the Fenrir should know by now you do not use your Aegis shield. You don't use it. I mean, the only time you even put your weapon up is if you're not being shot at and you're just trying to transit from point A to point B a little bit faster. That's it. So whether it regens faster or not makes no difference because it is still crap and you should not use it. The Heishi. Why in the hell are they increasing the durability of the energy shield on the Heishi after introducing the shield breaker, which we haven't even talked about yet?
We do need to cover it.
We will cover it.
I've only seen it used one time so far.
Yeah, shield breakers. We'll talk about that. But yeah, I mean, the Heishi, it got nerfed a while back, and they actually made, I believe it was, they increased the cooldown ability by like 2 seconds. So all they're doing with this is putting it back to where it was before they nerfed it.
Well, the speed as well. They took away some of its speed.
Oh, that's true. But as far as the ability, they're putting it back to where it was, and they're boosting his shield.
Yeah, and I used the Heishi way long after it took the nerf, and I was still very effective with it. As to why they're doing all this now, there's so many energy weapons in the game that shield is really, really useless.
Right. And just to make sure that it's useless,
if they were to give it a buff of any kind, it would have to be the speed of the bot, not necessarily the shield.
Right. And then we've got the Kumeo, 15% durability. Honestly, I'm okay with that. That's a decent little buff to the Kumeo, even though the Kumeo, it's still very much an entry-level beacon runner.
Yeah.
It's not premium. I mean, at one point it might have been a great, one of the top robots, but it can't compete with a Phantom. It can't compete with a
No.
Loki. It can't even compete with a Blitz. It's a one and done robot. So giving it a little bit of durability, cool. I'm okay with that. Hopefully it will allow it to have more than one engagement before it's dead.
It's just an increase in silver. That's it.
And the tier. Now, this is the main robot that they wanted to buff. And the reason for that is because, well, hey, they're trying to convince everybody to grind out 100 levels on premium gold pass to get an ancient tier. And
Right.
The ancient tier, I'll tell you, it looks great. It's got some pretty cool animations when it uses its ability. Same problem with the tier. I mean, the tier can be very strong, don't get me wrong. It is a very capable robot. It's very strong when you have it maxed out. If it's not maxed out, the tier sucks.
Yeah.
The pilot,
keep it in the hangar till it's maxed.
the legendary pilot that they brought out for the tier really helped it out. It really did. But it didn't give it quite enough. I was hoping that it would, but it didn't quite give it the buff that it needed. Is 20% durability or 20k durability instant heal when switching to its healing mode gonna be enough? I don't think so. I really don't. I mean,
I don't think so.
it's I mean, 20k is big, but let's face it. I mean, 20k health also disappears in like 1 second. That's not even enough health to overcome one hit from a
Try getting hit by a Redeemer on Al Dunes.
A Redeemer or
help you.
Glory. Glory hits harder than that just with one hit. So, it's. I don't think it's going to be enough, but that is why it's getting a buff. So I can understand them wanting to buff it. They made this really cool looking robot. They want people to use it. Right now, that robot is not really in the meta. I don't see it getting into the meta. I think they're going to have to do a little more buffing. But my fear is that because a tier is actually very strong when it's MK212, any major buffs they give it to make it worthwhile using below that might make it a little bit too strong. So I don't know. Okay, so that's the robots. That's the current list. Now, we don't know if they're going to be rebalancing more. I imagine they probably will at some point, but that's all we have for now as far as the rebalance. Overall, like I said on this rebalance, man, whoever's making these decisions does not play the game. They need people that play the game, to help make these decisions.
Yeah, I somewhat agree with you on that. I mean, I think they should be more active in their own game. They need to be out there on the servers. They need to be more in tune with the player base as to find out what's good, what's bad for the players. Now, if they were playing the game and they were having to upgrade these bots as the way we all do, okay, they would themselves be complaining about their own economy. If they were having to grind out gold and you get 5 or 10 gold and that's it, and the gold is so hard to come by and you need so much of it just to get one pilot, they would consider themselves giving better gold deals. So I don't think they're as in tune with the player base as they should be.
Right. And that's unfortunate because, I mean, we're all here for a reason, because this game is a hell of a lot of fun to play. It's frustrating sometimes, but it's still a fun-ass game. And we all obviously like it because, I mean, we're spending our Sunday afternoon, depending on what part of the world you're in, sitting here trying to talk about it. So, I wish that, they had more dialogue going two ways, uh, you know, because right now there is no two-way communication with anybody at Pixonic.
No.
None of us YouTubers have two-way communication with them. Guys like Adrian, he does not have all these special contacts, and I mean, he does know a lot more people than we do because he's been there and he's made some personal contacts and friends, I'm sure. But there is no official avenue for even him to be like, okay, this is what I think, this is what you should do, and then they give him feedback based on what he said. It doesn't exist, and I really wish that it did. So as of right now, the only real official input anybody has is the in-game feedback. So use it. Use that damn feedback button in the game. It helps everybody, But anyway, I don't want to get too sidetracked on that. One more big thing to talk about here from this update. I mean, well, it's not the maps. Yes, there are some changes to the maps. Nothing big. It's not, that's just to make room for Titans.
Make room for the Titans.
But the shield breaker, we kind of mentioned it briefly.
Yeah, we kind of got away from that.
But
I think it's late to the party. I really do. I think shield breaker came in very late to the party. They were going to release it. They should have released it prior to everything they got going on right now. It's kind of like the cryo weapons. I think if the cryo weapons would have came out first, and then a lockdown module or weapons would be coming out right now, I think it would be a huge deal. I think they did it in reverse, and I think they did the same thing with the shield breaker. It's a cool module, but it's a little bit late to the party because the Ares is no longer an issue. No longer an issue at all.
I agree 100%. 2 months ago, I was drooling at the thought of the shield breaker, even though I did not really want it, just because Ares trains were still full swing. There was no way around it, really. Regardless of, the top clan saying, oh, increase your skill, just do better. That is not how you beat an Ares train, I'm sorry. And I refuse to do Ares trains, even to counter an Ares train, so... I was ready to go all in with the shield breaker just to get rid of the damn Ares. But guess what? The leech did that. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the leech getting rid of the Ares, but like you said, it's late to the party, and the shield breaker was showing up to prom. Wrong damn prom. They should have showed up in 1982, not now.
Yep. Oh yeah.
It's
they really did.
The only good thing about the shield breaker is that they released it and it only cost 20 power cells to activate it. But even that I think is too much because there's no point in having the damn shield breaker in the game. I was streaming Friday, and I put it on one of my robots just because it was brand new, just to show it in the stream, and it is freaking pointless. I would rather have lockdown ammo, Shield breaker is, just it needs to go away. But I don't know. But one thing this does tell us though is that no matter what, when Pixonic decides they are going to make a change or bring a specific thing into the game, no matter what feedback and no matter what feedback we give them, and no matter how much money they waste in alternate development, they will still go with whatever they want. They wanted the shield breaker in the game months ago. Nobody was going to have it. Nobody. Nobody in the game wanted it. They wanted to deal with the Ares, but they did not want the shield breaker, and I agreed with that. So they said, okay, we'll scrap the shield breaker and we'll try some other stuff. So they spent all this money paying all these developers to code all this crap that they just threw away because they said, screw you, screw your feedback, we're giving you a shield breaker.
And you're gonna like it. Well, maybe not like it, but you're gonna get it, like it or not.
Yeah, and it didn't even make any sense because they had a sensible plan in place, you know, aside from the leech essentially crushing the Ares and pulling it out of most top hangers. Okay. I really liked the idea for the Pantheon rebalance that we tested. The one where, you know, the Ares and the Hades would lose their shield if they fired their built-in weapons.
As soon as you fire your built-in weapon, you lose a shield.
The Nemesis would have
great idea.
Gotten a little bit more of a buff, but I think I even agreed with that because the Nemesis has always been, or it was always supposed to be, the tanky Pantheon. But
of the group.
Yeah, it never was, because it just did not work that way. So, you know, allowing it to keep its shield while firing its built-in weapons, I thought was okay. That's fair, you know. Plus, there's not a ton of people running the Nemesis, even though it's a really fun robot. You know, I really liked that idea. They spent time, money, resources to code it, develop it, test it, and then they just threw it out and released the shield breaker without saying anything to anybody. It was just here one day. Yeah, that's
kind of funny.
So yeah, the shield breaker, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you guys are all in chat. I mean, what do you guys think of the shield breaker? Have you actually found any uses for it? I mean, yes, there are people that still have Ares, so you can still, you know, use it. And it's just my opinion. There's so few people, at least that I face, that I even need to bother with it because one Ares or even two Ares is not a problem. They never have been. The only problem was when you had 4 or 5 Ares all sitting there training and, you know, touching dipsticks and you know, that was the problem. That's not the case anymore. But, you know, let me know in chat what you guys think. I saw somebody asking about, they thought Manny was supposed to get a legendary pilot. Nobody ever said that. It was, people kept asking and assuming he would get one because Adrian did, but Pixonic never officially said he would get one. Stan said that it would be a cool idea, but yeah,
they said that in a developer stream that I believe that it would be a possibility.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I think they're. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve one, and I'm not saying that he won't get one. I'm just saying that I think Pixonic is just really. I think that was originally just kind of a one of that they did for Adrian, and you know, people liked it, but it's not really their focus for development. Manny pilot causes the player to enter LPQ. Oh, I probably shouldn't have read that one. Let's see.
Yeah, disconnected there. Sorry, Chief.
That's all right. I was just making fun of a comment that somebody wrote saying that the Manny pilot's ability causes the player to enter the LPQ.
or maybe throw a tantrum or a rage fit.
Yeah, I call that the triple M. I've coined that term. It's the Manny mini meltdown.
The mega Manny meltdown. Good old Manny. He's always good for a laugh.
Yeah, he is. He's funny. I'm only I'm not really making fun. I'm just having a little bit of fun. So, Shieldbreaker affects too many other bots. Out mode says.
Yes, it does. And you're 100% correct. It does affect a lot of other bots, and that was our biggest concern because had the leech not made its way on the field, every single player would be running it. But the fact that the leech is now the leech is now countering the Ares, the Phantom is now countering the Ares. A lot of the other speed bots can now counter the Ares. It's really eliminated the use for a shield breaker. You can give it a try, and you'll quickly find out that you'll be the only one on the field with it.
Well, and let's face it, though. I mean, right now the shield breakers, it will be most effective in low leagues where there's not a whole lot of Ares, but there are other robots with energy shields that and those were not the point of the shield breaker, but that's where it's going to see its most use. That's just a big fail. Let's see. Shield Fortifier is useless. Pick should make it counter Shield Breaker or something. Well, I think that was from Jess Garcia.
Oh, to run a shield shield breaker counter
Fortifier module.
Yeah, I mean the shield breaker was just released into the game, right. And I don't think they're going to come up with a counter, just a week later, 2 weeks later, or even a month later after they release the shield breaker. That's the whole purpose for having the shield breaker, so it can get through the shields. And now you want to come up with a counter for that?
No, I think they're saying that because we already have the fortifier in the game. It's a premium module, but it's fairly useless as well. Aside from it never being really strong. It has even less use now because of the shield breaker. So I think they're just suggesting that they should add some component to the fortifier to help it counter the shield breaker. But I and I get what you're saying, but I don't think we'll ever see that happen because one's an active module, the other's passive, and I don't think we'll really ever see those two cross or counter each other out.
And speaking of cross, when are we ever going to cross our platforms?
I don't know, man.
I was really hoping to see it this year. I really thought it was going to come up at some point that we'd be able to cross the platforms. I think this is one of the very few games that doesn't run a cross-platform scenario, and just can't wrap my head around as to why they would not do it or have not done it yet.
I'm sure there's a lot of development that goes into it, but if they don't have a full team actively dedicated to working that already, then they are just failing themselves and the entire community. Lord Zeke says he found the shield breaker to be pretty much useless. Yep, agree with that.
Yep.
And Tool Time Tim says resistance breaker would be used more often. But see, here's the thing, Tool Time Tim. I get a lot of comments. People saying we need a resistance breaker or something to counter resistance.
You have that.
We already have it. You have corrosion, which counters resistance to a degree. It's not perfect, but it does make a difference. And you have the frickin' Death Mark. Death Mark is straight up a pure resistance counter.
So put the Death Mark on a Viper, and there you go, partner. You're good to go.
I mean, you can't counter resistance any more than you would with a Death Mark. And then the cryo weapons have an aspect of the Death Mark in them, so those two, I guess, are kind of a small counter to resistance. But yeah, there already is damage resistance counters in the game, so I don't think we're going to see another one. And if we do, It's just them trying to sell some more crap that we don't need. Yellow White T says they messed the whole game up with these recent updates. The leech alone has made 4 bots useless in Champion League at least. Well, it every new robot is going to supplant an old robot. That's a given. We haven't seen the full problem with the leeches yet. I don't know. I mean,
that goes back, way back, all the way to the Lancelot, maybe even the Rhino before that, and then of course the Dash bots. You know, every bot that was released is going to ruin the game or it's going to kill the game. And I've heard that same comment over and over. The game is dead now because of this bot. It's just another meta. It's a meta change, and we've been dealing with meta changes since the beginning of this game. And we're going to continue to deal with meta changes because that's how the game operates. This game is not generally funded the way PUB or CODM, where they generate their money off of skins and weapons and stuff like this. You know, they generate their money off upgrading and new content. So that, in that essence, it's just another meta change, and it won't be long. You know, it may run for 6-8 months before they come up with something that's going to counter the leech or dethrone the leech. Just as we thought nothing would ever take down the Ares. Ares was going to be king for, you know, forever. Or same as a Spectre. Spectre was just it for the game. A small bot with 4 medium weapons, impossible to beat. No, they are possible, and they will come up with counters for them.
right.
All in due time.
And I agree with that. It is. It's a new meta. It takes a little while for everybody to adjust to. Though I do still think that I still think that the way they are introducing the leech so fast to the general population of the game through all of these events and giveaways, I think that's a good thing, and I think that helps people survive this meta more than going back to the Spectre days or the early Ares days, where the only people with the Spectres and the Ares for the first couple of months were the people that dropped cold hard cash.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it seems that they're focusing more on people trying to upgrade them and trying to generate some type of money there than they are in the outright sell of the bots. Because if y'all recall, you know, when the Dash bots came out and when the Inquisitor came out, they were selling those for $300 to $500 a piece. That was ridiculous. You know, for an animated robot in an animated game, for $300 to $500 of cash,
And
you guys are outside of your mind.
People were filling their hangars.
And people were buying them. So, but I'm glad that they got away from that type of transactions or that type of sales, because I don't think the game would have really lasted much longer on that pace.
Right. Let's see. Is COD Cross Platform? Yes, COD Mobile is cross platform,
Yes, it is.
which makes a huge difference. I'm not trying to plug COD Mobile, even though I do play it. It's night and day difference, you know, as far as, you know, dealing with, you know, you have this huge mass of players online all the time.
Yeah.
It's there is no busy time like there is on iOS, you know, for War Robots, you know. It's pretty much always prime time. All right, so I think we've hit all the topics. I do want to start kind of wrapping things up, but if you guys have any last minute things you guys want to put in the chat, and you know, something that we can go over real quick, please do so. I'm still kind of back reading, so hopefully I'm not missing anything big.
You?
Yeah. Let's see. And maybe a module to keep the leech from happening. There already is. There's 2 modules that prevent the leech ability from doing its thing. One is phase shift and the other is last stand. What do you think about winning skins when you don't have the bots? I'm okay with it, to be honest. I mean, some people are not happy with it, but you still have those. They're stacked up. You can have multiples of it. Even if you don't have the robot, you still have the skin available, and you can sell skins. You can sell legendary skins. Most people are not aware of it, but you can actually sell them. You don't get much silver, but you do get a little bit. So if you don't want the skin, just sell it.
Yeah, if you have excess skins, they are sellable. So there's a couple of videos out there that show you how to do that.
Yeah. James Wolf says there's a huge difference between the Brit bots and the Leech. Leech is fucking stupid with last stand and phase shift. Well, that might be true, but you have to remember that the Brit bots came out, what, 4 years ago? And the Leech just came out. So, I mean, 4 years of development and upgrade and everything else, you're going to see a significant difference. But that did remind me of something I was thinking about earlier today. Instead of going through and just kind of rebalancing here and there, I think, Pixonic would probably save their ass big time with the community if they were to do a complete refresh. And what I mean by a complete refresh is go through and take all of the older bots. I'm talking, probably from the dash bots and back, and bring them up to speed. I'm not saying to just, give them a little bit of health or something like that. I mean, the robots that had a shitty ability, really give them a good ability. But obviously don't make them as strong as the current meta, because, I get it. You're making money. You want to sell things. You want to create new content, have people buy it and upgrade the new content. I'm on board with that. I have no problem with that. And I will give you money to do that. But a lot of people have these older bots that were hella fun to play. And they shouldn't just be sold and, taken out and forgot about. I mean, seriously, just, go through, refresh them, maybe every quarter have like, starting all the way back at the beginning of the robots, refresh them, in the same order that they were released or something, starting with, the, what's the first damn robot you get in the game? The Destrier. Yeah, starting with like the Destrier. Yeah. Bring back the shoots. Why the hell is the shoots not in the game? Why is the golem not in the game? Why is the boa not in the game? Why? Makes no sense, But you get what I'm saying. I think people would be happy. I think people would start running a lot more of the older stuff, even if they're not quite as strong, but just because they can survive, I think that's what they should do. And you could all give that feedback. Support Chief. Tell him you heard it on Chief's stream, and they should do it. In-game feedback.
I would like to see a lot of the older bots come back. Maybe given a buff on durability. Maybe a little bit of speed. Something that I'm not saying make it an OP. I'm just saying make them competitive. It'd be great to have everything in this game, and the game is competitive. Other than that, it's what is the current meta out there right now? What is the new flavor of the month, and that's what everybody's going to roll with until the next flavor comes out. And that's the part about the game that really tends to frustrate a lot of people.
Lord Zeke said, or first Eclipse was asking, platinum currency, is it for the Titans? Yes, it's for the Titans and the Titan weapons. Lord Zeke saying the leech targeting through walls is just wrong. Line of sight should be the only way, especially with the speed of the leech. We're right there with you. We told them that.
Yep.
They made the
We
adjustments
told them that over and over
on
and
test
over again.
server, and then they said, "Screw you guys, we're gonna do it our way," and it came out at 500 meters through walls. So we'll see what happens. Do we think the tier change is a buff or a nerf? I think the tier change is definitely a buff, but not enough.
What happened to the recent community bot? I'm not sure on that one. I mean, they released it. I thought we were going to be getting it out, but I'm not sure what they. I mean, they talked about it, but they haven't seemed to really do anything with it.
The hell with
but
the
that was
recent community bot. What about the freaking community paint jobs from like 6 or 8 months ago? We're still waiting on them.
For the Ao June, right?
There was 2 for the Ao June. I think 1 was for, I don't know, there were 4 in total they were supposed to make. 4 of them.
Right.
And we're still waiting, Pixonic. Where they at? That's something you promised your community. Where are they?
Exactly. Instead, we get a 10,000 gold paint job that is worthless, doesn't have any type of plus, minus, or extra, nothing. I mean, it's a nice paint job, but it ain't 10,000 gold nice. That's for damn sure.
No, it's not. Let's see. Why Pixonic keep buffing this camper weapons? I don't know. Probably because they haven't realized yet that this is a brawling game. Are they gonna bring the Titan, or is that a lost hope? No, they are going to release Titans. We will get Titans. I think they were projecting them to come live by sometime in winter. So we're almost there.
Yeah, we should be getting them for probably the Christmas or December update. We should be seeing the Titans. That would be a safe bet.
Is a 5 leech hanger good? I think 5 leech hanger is for ass clowns, my personal opinion. Are there people that run it? Absolutely. And are they successful with it? Absolutely. But that's the same people that were running 5 Aries, and they destroyed that robot, and now they're going to do it to the leech. So all I'm going to say is be careful. You want to be that competitive that you cannot compete with something other than one robot? You might want to, I don't know, change games or something. That's how I feel about it. I'm sure some of my viewers are going to disagree, but it is what it is. 10 leeches on a field, though, all at the same time. Or 12 leeches. 10, 12. Yeah. It's just a bubblegum freaking fest. You don't even know who to shoot.
No, you're activating your ability and you're firing off. And, I mean, when top clans go against each other and they're all going to be running, that's great. But it's kind of a bummer. I believe that just recently, I think there was Gods and I think my clan HC, because I don't squad as much as I used to, but I believe they came to some type of agreement to where they do time drops, but you cannot have more than 2 leeches in your hanger or whatever it is. They're kind of limiting the amount of leeches so you don't just have 30 leeches going at it all at one time.
And that's kind of cool that you mentioned that. That is something. I mean, some of the viewers probably aren't aware of it, but I'm glad that you mentioned it, because I was wondering if they were doing things like that on Android. But I know there has been some recent pushes and discussions between some of the iOS clans about trying to find ways to unfuck Matchmaker. And
Time dropping is it?
Or and getting multiple clans together and on the same server, time dropping each other just so they're not screwing randoms. And I think that's great. It's but unfortunately not everybody's going to participate. So I mean, there are those clans out there that are top clans but just would rather steal silver from a bunch of randoms than actually compete, even though they say that it's boring. I mean, let's be real. I mean, I'd say 90% of them probably prefer the easy button. But it is cool, and there are things that people are trying to do. You know, my own clan, you know, during my streams when we were squatting, if we were a full squad, we were trying to find creative ways to, you know, give back to the randoms if we were facing them, you know. You know, either stop shooting, you know, once we 5-cap them, or, you know, giving the last guy damage in TDM, you know. But recently, what we've been doing to avoid that altogether is we've just been time dropping each other, man. And if you haven't seen my recent live streams, man, it is a blast. We get like, you know, 8 or 12 of us all in, you know, the same Discord channel, and we just duo up and time drop everybody. So, you know, you got, you know, 4 or 6 squads, all duos time dropping each other. And it's, I don't know, it's just hella fun.
Yeah, we operate our groups on Messenger, and of course, I mean, I see that they've added me to the group, and I see that it comes up where time drops at 6 o'clock, and then people start responding. Yeah, I'll be there. No, I won't be there. Can't make it. Whatever. Yes, count me in. And people start answering, and then the clans will get together. Okay, at 6 o'clock we're gonna get, and they'll get on the same Discord, and you know they'll, all right, we're gonna drop 1, 2, 3. Okay, search, and you know and 2 guys communicate, and then they jump out of that Discord and come back to their team Discord. Really neat the way they're operating it. So just trying to match up against other top clans so that you can play out with you know, people that they have the same rank and bots and weapons calibers that you do.
Yeah, I mean,
Makes it a lot of fun.
It makes the game more fun. I mean, because I mean, well, one, it sucks just getting spawn rated. I know that from when I run solo. I know that, you know, when we go against the top clans, even if we're in a squad, and it sucks just as bad to just spawn rate everybody. And that's all Matchmaker is these days. If you're in a full squad, you're either getting spawn rated or you are spawn rating. There is nothing in between. So you got to get creative and say, screw you, Matchmaker. We're going to play our game. We're going to find a way to have fun, and you can just fuck off. That's what I say. And
you know what would be really neat as far as a way to counter all this, and I don't know that Pixonic would ever entertain it, but something that I would like to see is as far as you having a spawn point, which is where you're going to spawn every single time, would be as say the blue team's going to head into the red team's base, so they're going to start spawn rating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we do have it in Team Deathmatch, where you can select a point where you can drop your bot
somewhere else.
You know,
yeah.
Right, so somewhere else. But being able to drop at any one of the 5 beacons. So if you have a blue beacon, you know, at your home base, but everybody's come across a spawn raid, well, they can now drop at that beacon over there, and it's unattended. Now they can capture that beacon, and I can drop it A, B, C, or D anywhere that I want to. So you actually got to leave somebody behind to protect the beacon. Right. You know, it's not gonna, oh, we're just all gonna head over there, and that would totally change the dynamics of the game. You know, being able to spawn anywhere on the map, you know, or next to a particular beacon, and you can't leave it unguarded because you're gonna go from having a 5-cap to being 4-capped yourself.
Right, and
that would be an interesting concept.
You know, there's a lot of things that Pixonic could do to avoid things like spawn raids, but honestly, that's not at the forefront of their development. They're not. I think right now they are more focused on content, new content, and you know, they're more focused on that over player experience. You know, I would like to see them change that a little bit and focus a little more on, you know, the player experience, the game experience, because man, this is such a fun game and there's so many cool people to play it, but it's tough sometimes. But that is a great idea. I like your idea about a different spawn location if you're getting spawn rated.
Right.
All right. So I think that's
going to wrap it up.
Probably going to wrap it up. Yeah. Appreciate you coming on once again, Islander, and I appreciate everybody that hung out here in chat. Hopefully I got through most of the comments and questions and was able to get that answered, hopefully. Let's see. Whoa. Looks like my stream is... Oh, no, my stream is still good. Anyway, yeah, so that is going to wrap it up, everybody. Like I said, I appreciate everybody coming by. Hopefully, we covered all of your questions, concerns, comments. Look forward to doing this again next Sunday. And I'm not sure what the topic's going to be. Islander and I will discuss that. But as always, if there is a specific topic that you guys want covered, please, leave it in the comment section under this video after it posts up. And real quick, let me go through and just give a quick shout out to a few people that did donate during this stream. Let's see, Just CK, Ernie, the Wild Animal. That is very much appreciated. Thank you all for donating during the stream. Anything else? Any closing words there, Islander?
No, guys, I hope you all have a hell of a weekend. We'll be talking to you guys throughout the week. We'll be touching base as far as everything that's coming up at the Halloween event. Try to keep you all informed. Any news and rumors, stuff that comes up, we'll make sure that we let you know. All right, guys? So y'all have a great weekend, and thanks for stopping by.
All right. Chief out.